Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? All right, man. Some interesting news and some interesting conversations, and absolutely a lot of interesting interviews. One of them, Chris Marcus had on Acadia Economics. I'll share a little bit with you. But there's a lot of people who are starting to believe there's a bankers war going on. You know, there's a group of people, they call them the Davos group. And these are the people that want to push into the Great Reset, the New World Order. While there might be a little resentment and resistance from a group of people and another group of bankers who are not down with the whole I want to run the world thing and the New World Order, we are going to get into that. So could there be a group of bankers and a group of politicians that are actually resisting this Great Reset? Could there have been a strategy that Putin put together to help stop the Great Reset? Maybe he isn't the bad guy after all. Word has it, he's been teaming up with the feds to stop this from happening. What? Is that right? Because we know the Davos group includes who? Biden, Obama, Pelosi, those people for sure. The fact that the feds could be teaming up with Putin to stop the Great Reset? Yikes. Before we get started, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. Right now is a great time to stack up on gold. We are going into the gold standard. It's going to happen. And those of us holding on to gold, you're going to benefit. Now, it might dip down a little bit because that's part of the plan, and you'll see why here momentarily. But then after that, there is not going to be a choice. They're going to have to let gold and silver fly. How high? Depends. But high enough to where you're going to feel really happy about your investments, that's for sure. So once again, if you're thinking about buying gold and silver, go to our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you'll get a free half ounce of silver. I just want to do a quick little shout out to Supercar Sales over there in Oakdale, California. They helped my kid get into the car of his choice, and which wasn't easy. My kid had his eye set on this car right here, a 2016 Dodge Charger SXT. Had 100,000 miles on it, just to let you know how crazy it is over here in California, used cars. We went to about 5 or 6 other dealers that had used cars, similar to this one. And you ready for this? The price was almost double. I cannot believe it, how expensive used cars are. Yeah, it was almost double this price. I was like, for a car with 100,000 miles? Man, we kept shopping around, and we came across Santos at Supercars in Oakdale, and he said, nah, don't worry about it, I got you. So he's able to take my kid in there, help him get his paperwork put together, and he's a first-time buyer. And for any of you that are parents who have a kid buying cars for the first time, you can understand what a pain in the butt it is. But he was able to do what he needed to do to make sure that my kid can get his car, and he drove off with this little beauty right here. So a shout out to Santos. I really do appreciate all your help, my friend, and making sure that my kid got his car. So I couldn't help it. I had to just give him a quick shout out. Again, if you're ever near Oakdale, California, check out Supercar Sales. Right here is the address and the phone number. All right, a quick look at what's going on in the crypto market. Not looking too good, man. Look at, we got Bitcoin all the way down to $43,358. You got Ethereum to $3,190 after these cryptos had a nice little run up. Are they being manipulated? Oh yeah, they're part of the overall strategy being done right now. So gold, silver, and Bitcoin, they're being used as weapons in this so-called banking war. We're going to have somebody explain to you here in just a little bit. If we go take a look at the New World Order coins, Solana is at $113.92. XRP, the other New World Order coin, is at 76 cents. Cardano is at $1.06. Polkadot at $20. Dogecoin is at 14 cents. Shiba's at 4027. Polygon's at $1.46. Crypto.com is at 44 cents. If you look at the 52-week average, well, the main ones are somewhere near the halfway mark, but for the most part, all the other cryptos are sitting all the way over towards the left. That's the wrong direction. We take a look at SOTA. It added the extra zero. It had 8 zeros, 9. You can see it's starting to go up in the other directions. Back up to 7 zeros, 1 0, up 5%. they got a lot of things going on that are good, and I don't know why the hell they continue to get smacked down. But definitely there's somebody out there messing with the price and causing a lot of fluctuation in Satamas. But again, we'll see. But over the last hour, they are up 4.3%, and over the last 24 hours, they're up 5%. Over the last 7 days, on the overall average is negative 15.2%. Over the last 14 days, it's negative 3.3%. Over the last 30 days, it is negative 21.2%. As you can see here, just recently, it's taken a quick jump up and continues to climb. Let it do so. And I mean, it's running right now. So that's a good thing. I love to see it go in a positive direction. Hopefully it maintains that direction. Looking at silver, it's at $24.28. We're not worried about it. This is the time to stack. The premiums haven't changed on it at all. Gold's at $1,921.20. Along with cryptocurrency Bitcoin, gold and silver are being used as chess pieces in this war. Anyways, Chris Marcus on Arcadia Economic had Tom Luongo on, and he's going to explain this in more detail better than I can. But this is interesting, this article. It says, got gold or rubles? Rubles is going to shoot up in value. Remember, when it got hit with sanctions, it was at 0.13. It dropped down a lot and has since then regained all of its value back. But it's going to the gold standard. And when it goes, this value is going to shoot up big time. It's definitely going to be more valuable than the US dollar, in my opinion. So anyway, it says, got gold or ruble? See, either one. Did Russia just break the back of the West? It says on here, I don't think everyone has yet caught the significance of Russia announcing they are putting a floor under the price of gold. But to be clear, Russia just broke the paper gold suppression scheme. Oh yeah, there's a lot of panic going on right now in the gold market. I'm going to scroll down here just a little bit and get to a portion of this article. This is the portion I want to bring up to you. It says, Putin let the world down easy with this announcement. He could have walked right in and said 8,000 rubles to the gram or $2,575 to the ounce of gold, and that would have broken the markets Friday going into the weekend by selling his oil and gas at a steep discount. But wait until OPEX last Friday and if the Fed's interest rate hike plan was announced. Timing matters, guys. But by doing this, he was very subtly also supported the Fed and its plan to withdraw dollars from Europe, because this will keep the price of gold in check for a little while and keeping the ECB from offsetting spiking euro bond yields with the higher gold reserves on its balance sheets. Putin on the left arm, Powell on the right arm, and Christina Lagarde is about to get pulled apart at the seams if Davos doesn't play ball and give up with this great reset. Yes. But I want to come over here where Tom is talking to Chris Marcus. And you got to hear the words he's saying. Listen to what he's saying. Let's play a brief portion of it. Shout out to Chris because he always has great guests on. But this portion of it, I think it's important to hear what Tom has to say. Listen to this.
The suppression in silver is so bad at this point that it's not even trading with the industrial metals. Nickel's gone ballistic, aluminum's gone ballistic, tin, copper, lead, like all of them. And they've all gone ballistic, and copper's setting up for a move above $5 a pound. That's going to light everybody's hair on fire when it goes to $7, right? And what, silver's going to sit there at 25 bucks an ounce? And you really believe that that's a real clearing price when silver eagles are trading for 45 on APMEX? Right? No, obviously not. But it's what they're doing, and they'll continue to do it for as long as they can do it. And there's a whiff of desperation, I think, within the market now that we have this situation with the Russians pegging the ruble to gold and thereby pegging the price of oil to gold, which the beginnings of that architecture started with the Shipi contract over in oil futures contract over in Shanghai, which can be converted with the profits off of that can be converted to a physical gold settled contract over there. Martin Armstrong has talked about this for years. He said, look, I advised Shifi on this, make the oil contract convertible into gold so that people didn't have to hold you on and they would have confidence in wanting to use your contract to settle, to use your contract, either to coordinate production or to speculate. But as long as they don't have to hold you on and they can hold gold if they want, then you're going to get uptake on your contract. And that was the smartest thing the Chinese have ever done, I think. And now the Russians are doing the same thing. I think we've got a similar situation over in Dubai. So the gold market, the paper gold market itself is, I think, very much on its last legs, because the Russians have made it abundantly clear that they're tired of the West using their exorbitant privilege of handing them nothing and getting something in return, handing them what Zoltan Pozar calls inside money and getting outside money in return: oil, fertilizers, rocket engines, blah, blah, natural gas, titanium, cobalt, whatever. All the things that the Russians are really good at exporting, right? And by doing that, they're going to then, by tying the price of gold to the ruble, we now have a situation where they can destroy the paper gold market, because they're going to create a real run on what's left of the physical gold.
Yep.
And that's on the COMEX and the LBMA and everything else. So, because
you notice he said, what's left? There is a gold and silver squeeze going on. That's why right now is a great time. I hope you're stocking up. We are on our way to the gold standard.
Because, once you've got that tie, right, the arbitrage is really simple. We saw the arbitrage ground out in 4 days. The ruble was trading at 96 to 100 on the day they made the announcement. 3 trading days later, it was trading at 83, which then it pushed the price of gold down a little bit, but they quickly came into balance with one another. That 5,000 rubles per gram hit, created a balance between the futures price of gold and the ruble, which was the first stage of the operation from the Russians' perspective. Let's get the ruble under control. Now they got the lever, because now they can alter the rate of ruble conversion to gold. Now they can watch their trade surplus strengthen the ruble, which will then create a situation where when the ruble is stronger than the price of gold relative to oil, well, people will then go get physical gold to buy oil with, because they're making money on it. It's a natural arb play. And when it's the opposite, well, they'll use rubles, and when and they'll just go back and forth. And what will happen is they'll do this stair step thing where they'll both rise in purchasing power together as we finally get a rebalancing of the price of physical gold relative to the actual demand for oil. Because what the whole paper gold and silver markets do is to suppress the price of real things, real commodities, the commodities that are needed to run the world, relative to the paper price, and to put the producers of these commodities on literally a residual poison drip feed. You're only allowed to make 0.5%, 1%, whatever it is, and they skim all the rest of the money, all the profit off the risk of exploration, transport, insurance, labor, all that stuff gets, that they take all that profit. It gets sucked up into the banking industry, which they then use to continue to bomb the paper, gold, and silver markets, which they use to build tanks and other weapons. And then, and they build all this massive war chest of political power to buy elections and buy senators and buy compromat and build BlackRock and, all this stuff. That's what they've done with it. And that's why wealth inequality has gotten out of control. That's why we've reached this limit and we can't go any farther. So we're at the moment where they can't issue any more debt relative to the amount of physical gold they have out there, because no one believes the debt will ever be paid back. And so now the Russians, at this moment in time, tying the price of gold to the ruble and thereby to oil and all the other commodities, they're going to collapse the paper gold market as a function of market mechanisms, which the big guys are not, what I call Davos, aren't in control of anymore. So that's where I see this. That's effectively what the article is talking about. And it was very clear to me that I've been waiting for the Russians to do this for years, but they needed to find the right and optimal moment to do so. And you do that after your opponent fires every financial nuclear weapon they have at you. And then you strike back. You have to wait for the right moment in order to be able to do that. If you pull that out too early, they'll just drain you of your gold, and then you're screwed. So what they've done now is the right thing to do. And remember, the Russians are only buying gold at that price. They're not selling it at that price, which is clearly a ruble play more than it is anything else. So.
Yeah, and I believe I think it was last Tuesday when the price was getting smashed. I didn't do the final math on the exact numbers, but it seems like it went down to within $10 of the implied floor. Is that correct?
Yeah, something like that. It got really, really close, and then it stopped. Yeah.
So
the free market still functions, Chris. I watched this happen. We watched this happen in real time, and like everybody's, we're also damn jaded and whatnot that we've been. Markets aren't real anymore. They're all they got everything under control. The free market, these aren't real markets, and
yeah, that's me. All right.
then all of a sudden, the Russians go, oh, by the way, here's some reality, and the markets go weep, and they just grind out a 20% arbitrage in 3 days.
Yeah.
Tom will go on to explain there's some type of banking war going on, man. That's for sure. And it looks like it's a play. Believe it or not. The Feds, Powell, and Putin against the Great Reset and these politicians. Well, we're definitely going to see this play out. But all I know is no matter what happens, you definitely want to be into gold and silver. Right now, gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies are being used as weapons in this little war. And you have an opportunity to benefit from it. So I hope all that makes sense to you. Just like I was saying, the right move, physical gold and silver. Anyways, that's it for now. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. I'm out.